Hey everybody, it's Bobby Flay, and this is Shane, one of the best cooks to ever step foot in the Bon App Test Kitchen. Is that true?
I don't think that's true, Bobby.
So the last time you did this, you were a 2 out of 10. So what do you think you are now?
2.5.
Moving up the ladder. So last time you made crab cakes, today it's chili relleno. 15 minutes on the clock. You ready to do this?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right.
So the first thing I want you to do is we're going to take the poblano chilies. Can you identify those?
I can. They look like chilies.
Yeah. Well, okay, yes, that's true. There's some other peppers in the station. I just want to make sure you have the right ones. They're sort of a deep green color, kind of tapered at the end.
Got it.
Put the peppers in a bowl, and then take some of the canola oil in front of you, and just make sure that the peppers are lightly coated with the canola oil, and we're going to put these right onto the grill. The idea here is to actually char the peppers to they're basically black, and the skin will then come off. So while that's happening, we're gonna move on to our mushrooms. Pull your mushrooms onto the cutting board.
All of them?
We're gonna start. We have a couple of different kinds of mushrooms in here, and we want very thin slices of mushrooms on all these mushrooms. Okay? How you doing?
I have no idea.
Are you keeping up?
I'm trying.
The mushrooms need to be sliced very thinly. I mean, we want them to have texture that when we eat them, but at the same time, we want them to be nice and thin. Are you accomplishing that?
They're about 1/2 to 3/4 of a centimeter.
Great. Now, we're going to take a garlic clove. Can you identify that?
Yep, garlic clove, got it.
So you're going to take a garlic clove, and you're going to slice the garlic very thinly with your knife.
Okay.
And then you're going to chop the garlic coarsely, so it starts becoming smaller and smaller as you chop it. And do it quickly.
It's chopped.
It's chopped. Okay. Take a little bit of salt, of the kosher salt, and just sprinkle it on top of the garlic. And then with the side of your knife, you want to crush the garlic and the salt together. We want this garlic to be pulverized into a paste so that when it cooks, it just sort of dissolves and becomes part of the mushrooms. You got it?
I got it. It's crushed.
Is it crushed? All right. I'm impressed. Okay. And then we're going to take some canola oil and put it in our induction pan, probably about 2 tablespoons. And then you're going to put the mushrooms in there. You should hear a sizzle right away. Make sure you're working neatly. When you finish one thing, sort of move it out of the way so that you can work on the next thing.
Clean, got it. Should I be moving it around in the pan, Bobby?
Yes, you can move it around in the pan. You can, I just kind of like flip it with my wrist, but if you can't do that, you can always use a wooden spoon and just move them around. You don't want them to get scorched. You want them to melt into the pan.
Okay.
Are they in the pan?
They are in the pan. They are not getting scorched.
Perfect. All right, take your garlic.
Okay.
And put your garlic over the mushrooms, and then mix that together. Be careful not to burn the garlic. That's why we're putting it in second after the mushroom. How are your peppers?
They're black.
So, are your mushrooms cooked?
How do I know they're cooked, Bobby?
Well, they should be really soft. Let's taste them. Take a spoon and just make sure that they're cooked nicely. They should be nice and soft.
Yeah.
Have a little bit of give to them. So it should be seasoned nicely with salt and pepper. How's it taste?
It tastes like a mushroom.
Then we're on the right pace.
All right, great.
Okay. All right, now you're going to take some cilantro. Shut off your mushrooms.
Okay.
And you can put them into a bowl. Let them cool down a little bit. And the only thing you want from the cilantro is the actual leaves of the cilantro, not the stems. And you want about 2 tablespoons, approximately, of fresh cilantro. You're going to sprinkle that into the mushroom mixture. The next thing is we're going to make our piquillo pepper sauce.
Okay.
Piquillo peppers are these peppers in this jar.
Okay.
They're a Spanish pepper. We're going to put 3 tablespoons of peppers into the blender.
Into the blender, you got it.
We're going to take some chipotle peppers, one smoked jalapeno into the blender.
Okay.
Come on, we got to go.
Yep.
A little red wine vinegar, maybe like 3 splashes. You know what a splash looks like?
Yeah, I can imagine a splash.
Perfect. A splash of some water.
Water, got it.
All right, some salt.
Salt in the blender.
A couple of turns of black pepper. Keep going, everything into the blender. We're going to put the blender on.
Putting the blender on. Putting the cap on. This thing. And
you got it?
Yeah.
All right, let it puree a little bit.
Okay.
And then you're going to add some canola oil right into the top of the blender. Let the oil stream into the sauce. You can turn off your grill.
Yeah.
Make sure that you cover the peppers with plastic wrap, and that's going to help steam it. Okay, and as you're doing that, you're going to finish the sauce. It should start to have sort of a bright orange color to it. What color is yours? And really smooth.
Still looking a little red.
Make sure it's orange. Make sure it's really, really orange. And if it's too thick, you want to add a little bit of water to it.
Water,
and then re-season it. Make sure you taste it for seasoning, salt and pepper, etc.
Sorry, what about salt and pepper?
Well, you need to use it.
For what?
For the sauce.
Right now?
Absolutely. Salt and pepper. Must season everything. Tell me about your sauce.
So my sauce is in the blender. The top is off, and it's kind of flying around everywhere. Should I have it off?
Well, make sure it's nicely pureed, and then taste it. Mine needs a little bit of honey, so I think you should have a little honey in there as well. It's a little bit spicy, so we're gonna chill it out. So you want this to taste like you want this to taste a little bit spicy, a little bit fiery.
It's really, really fiery.
Add some honey to it. It will kind of quell it. A half a teaspoon.
Okay.
Just a little bit at a time. See what happens.
Okay.
And then you have to go taste it again. That's good. Okay, so now we're going to you're going to grab your mushrooms and your cilantro. You still have that bowl?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, great. And now you're going to make the mixture with some Monterey Jack and some goat cheese. The goat cheese is the whiter cheese and more crumbly.
Okay.
So you're going to take a tablespoon or so of each cheese, and you're going to mix it with the mushrooms. And then mix it all together.
Mixing.
Some salt and pepper.
Got it.
Move quickly. And then this is going to be your mixture for the chili relleno. So you understand where this is going to go now?
Not at all.
So this is going to go into the pepper that you've charred.
Okay.
But before we do that, we have to actually prepare the peppers. But while they're steaming, we have one more thing we can do.
Okay.
We're going to create a dredging station.
A dredging station.
Yeah. Do you know what that is?
No.
So you have cornmeal there in a bowl?
Cornmeal. Yeah.
Okay, just add salt and pepper to that and mix it. That's one part of the dredging station. Then you're going to take your rice flour.
Rice flour. I got it.
Okay. Why don't we take, let's say, a cup of rice flour into a bowl.
Okay.
Not into the cornmeal, into a separate bowl. And then a cup of water as well. And we're going to mix this together, and we're going to make a batter out of the rice flour.
Okay.
So the water and the rice flour
Sorry,
together.
what am I adding to the flour?
Water.
How much water?
Add like half a cup to start. And then you're going to add a little bit more until it looks like heavy cream.
Okay.
You know what the consistency of heavy cream looks like?
I think so.
Perfect.
All right.
You're starting to understand the dredging station situation here?
Well, I don't know what the dredging is.
Okay, well, we're gonna get to that in a second. So then you're gonna take some rice flour on its own, put it in another bowl, some more rice flour, some salt and pepper in there, and make sure that that's all mixed together. Rice flour and salt and pepper.
Okay.
At that point, we will have completed the three things we need for our dredging station, but we're gonna reserve those, so you can put those off to the side.
Okay, got it.
Okay? Is your station clear?
Getting there. Yeah.
Let's go back to the peppers.
Back to the
Your
peppers.
beautifully charred, blackened peppers.
So blackened.
You're going to take a pepper one at a time.
Okay.
And put it onto your cutting board, and you're going to hold on to the stem.
Okay.
And then you're going to, with the back of the knife, just take the charred skin of the pepper, and you should be able to just take it right off.
Oh, yeah.
Is that working?
Yeah, it is working. That's cool.
But try not to break up the pepper too much, okay? You just want to take the skin off of the pepper.
Are we using the pepper later?
Oh, yeah. This is the dish.
So the black
We're making a stuffed pepper.
Oh.
This is no crab cake, okay? So we're only going to do one pepper because we really are running out of time here.
Got it.
So you have your clean board and you have your clean pepper, and you're going to make a slit into the pepper.
Wait, with what?
With your paring knife.
Yeah.
From the bottom of the core, so the top of the pepper itself, stick your knife in there and just go straight down and just make an incision all the way down to the end of the pepper, and then reveal the inside of the pepper to yourself. You got that?
I did it. I feel like a surgeon.
What do you see?
I see a hollow pepper with some seeds in it.
Perfect. Take the seeds out
With
your
my hand?
With your hand.
All of them?
Yep, as many as you can get out.
Pretty hot.
You don't have to get every single one out. It's totally fine, but as many as possible.
Okay, they're getting out.
Take your mushroom and cheese mixture, and you want to take about, I would say, like a tablespoon and a half to 2 tablespoons of your mushroom and cheese mixture, and put it inside of your pepper, and then you're basically filling the pepper. And you want to close the pepper with all of the mixture in there.
It's in there.
Okay, so close it back up, and now you're going to take one of your wooden skewers. This can be tricky. How are you with sewing?
I've never sewed.
Welcome to your first sewing lesson, except
Okay.
it's going to be with a pepper and a skewer and a wooden skewer.
Okay.
So you're going to take, on an angle, you're going to take your wooden skewer and go into the pepper, and then go across the seam.
Bobby, am I going like down to the other side, like across the entire pepper, or just across the seam?
As long as you're bringing it together. As long as you're starting on one side of the seam and put it on the other.
Okay, it's through.
So it stays together.
I know how to sew now.
Yeah, and you can put them on an angle so that basically it's just holding the pepper together. Have you accomplished that, sir?
I have.
You're going to move your pepper to the side very carefully. Okay? You're going to bring back your dredging station. So all 3 of those bowls, you're going to line them up in order.
So
and then,
it's cornmeal.
so in this order, cornmeal closest to the oil. The next one is the rice flour batter itself. And then the first one is just the rice flour itself.
Got it.
And make sure that you stir the rice flour batter because the rice flour actually settles to the bottom. All right, so we're going to put our saute pans in the sink so that your stove is clear.
Okay.
And then let's go get some hot oil over here.
Okay. And I'm putting this on the induction oven?
You're going to put it on the, yeah, you're going to put it on the induction stove. All right, so what does your oil say?
My oil says 365.
All right, I'm like a couple of degrees behind you, but that's fine. We can start cooking. All right, so make sure that your rice flour batter is nice and smooth and it hasn't settled to the bottom. Did you whisk it?
Sure.
You did whisk it?
Whisk
I don't hear it.
Whisk it?
Yeah, whisk it
which one?
With a whisk.
Yeah, no, what am I whisking?
The rice flour batter, the middle one.
The middle one.
So it should be in this order, okay?
I need a bigger bowl for this.
Shane.
Yeah, I'm listening.
So really important that it's nice and smooth, okay?
All right, it's smooth. I'm whisking.
All right, so take your pepper that you've sewed together.
Yep.
And drop it into your flour, the rice flour, and just sprinkle some of the rice flour.
With the little pegs in it?
Yes, everything as it is.
Okay, in the rice flour.
Rice flour, okay, so you just want a very light coating of flour all over the pepper.
I'm picking up the flour and coating it.
Yes, and then into the rice flour batter so that the flour itself helps the rice flour batter adhere.
Okay, it's in it.
Okay.
And what am I doing
Make sure
with
you're
that?
covering that completely. From there, you're going to go into the yellow cornmeal. Drop
wait,
it into the
sorry,
yellow.
I'm still coating.
Then drop it into the yellow cornmeal. Sprinkle some of the cornmeal over the pepper so it's nice and light. And then from there, you're going to very carefully and gently place it into the oil, not your fingers. Let's go. I need to hear some sizzle.
All right, it's sizzling.
All right, cool. How's it look?
It's a pepper in a bowl. It's sizzling. Okay, Bobby, is there anything I should be doing
So now you should have a... can you identify your spider in your equipment? It looks like a spider web. It's got a wooden handle. That's what you're going to do to get your pepper out of the oil.
Got it.
You're not going to use your hand or a pair of tongs or anything.
Makes sense.
So you want to go under the pepper and just lift it up and take a look at it. Like bring it out of the oil a little bit. How's it look?
It's pepper with a coating on it.
Perfect.
Great.
On the opposite side of your oil, you're going to take your little sheet pan with a paper towel on it and put it right next to it. Let's take a look at your pepper again, just the same way we just did that. What color do you have there?
It's still kind of yellowy.
Is it starting to get a little bit golden? Is the
Yeah, it
cornmeal
is.
starting to cook?
It is.
All right. So move your dredging mixture away, and let's get the pepper out of there. So you want to, again, spider, lift it up.
Yep.
Let a lot of the oil drip back into the pot. Okay, and then very carefully just let it, put it right on top of your paper towel.
Okay.
All right, and then you're going to season it with some salt and pepper. As it's still nice and it's still a little bit wet from the canola oil, the salt and pepper will actually adhere to it.
Okay, I'm salting. I am peppering.
There you go. A nice even coating. You got that?
Yep.
All right. You're going to take your pepper sauce that's in your blender. You still have that there?
Blender, yes.
Okay, awesome. And you're going to take your serving spoon that's in your canister there.
Okay.
And you're just going to take a big spoonful of it. And not in the center, but just off center. You're just going to let it. And so what I do is I pick up, because it's like a perfect sauce consistency, I pick the plate up a little bit and just kind of move the sauce with gravity. Nice and orange, nice and smooth, and just let the gravity move the sauce. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Okay.
All right? Okay. Then you're going to take some of your balsamic glaze in the bottle there, and you're just going to make some like semicircles or circles into the sauce and onto the plate. So it's a really pretty
Both
design.
into the sauce and separately on the plate?
Yes, very thin lines. So it's almost like abstract, like almost make it look like abstract, contemporary art. We went to the MoMA, and this plate was on the wall.
Okay, I like this.
By Shane.
It's like Jackson Pollocky.
Yeah, exactly. Here's the technique for the pepper.
Okay.
So you're staring at the pepper, and you can see you still have the skewers in there, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to take the edge of the pepper, and you're going to push it in about 1/8 of an inch, and then pull it out.
Pull out the skewer.
Yes. Push it in 1/8 of an inch, and then pull it out,
Okay.
just to loosen it up. Now you just have a pepper without skewers, right?
Correct.
Perfect. So you're going to take your pepper, very gently and lift it onto the plate. Half the pepper into the sauce and half the pepper not onto the sauce. And then I think what we should do is take a couple of sprigs of cilantro and just drop the cilantro onto the plate as if it's falling from the clouds.
Okay, they're falling from the clouds.
And now we finished. That's it. All right, Shane, we're done.
We're done.
I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Oh, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've never seen a chile relleno like that before. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen.
That looks much more artistic.
It's just different.
Thank you.
What did you... Okay. Yeah, mushrooms are good. Whoa, that's spicy.
Okay.
How many chilies did you put in there? Just one?
A tablespoon? A teaspoon? Whatever you said?
Okay.
Yeah. I put in...
Oh, you're blaming it on me?
No, I'm...
All right, give this a taste.
Okay, I will.
That's kind of what you want it to look like. Taste the sauce. Put your fork in the sauce.
Oh, God.
Shane did something that I didn't think was actually possible, which was he created a section of a cornmeal crust that actually adhered to the pepper all by itself. It's kind of magical, I have to say.
Thank you.
He's a magic cook.